If you observe the reciprocating internal combustion engines that is used in our automobiles, we can see that there is two type of cylinder configuration. One is a symmetrical configuration, the second one is the offset. And I have already done a video on offset cylinders. Now in this video we are going to compare the advantages and disadvantages of the offset cylinder compared to the symmetrical one. First, let's refresh the variation between symmetrical cylinder and offset cylinder. In the symmetrical cylinder, the axis of the piston or the point at where or at the center of the piston will get coincide with the crankshaft center. What is the use of this offset cylinder configuration and what we can achieve from the offset system? Finally, the question is in which direction we have to put the offset in. Do you know, in theory, in a reciprocating internal combustion engine, the highest pressure rise will occur at top dead center or at the end of compression stroke or at the beginning of power stroke. In this diagram, what you are seeing is a theoretical pressure crank angle diagram, and the pressure is shown in the vertical axis, which is Y, and the crank angle is shown in the X axis, which is horizontal. But in practical, the pressure rise is a different scenario. So let's look at the practical pressure crank angle diagram. If you observe this diagram and compare it with the previous one, you can see that the highest pressure rise that is occurred during combustion stroke is somewhere after the top dead center or TDC. So we are providing the spark at the optimum time according to the spark advance system, and the combustion will occur at its full potential somewhere after top dead center, and the piston can convert the pressure energy to mechanical energy, and the effectiveness of that conversion will depend on the engine configuration. By knowing this, now let's see why we need an offset cylinder. In the left side you can see that the long connecting rod system, and the center it is a short connecting rod, and in the right side it is offset cylinder. If we chose a long connecting rod for our engine, we will get a lower angle of inclination with the center line of the crankshaft and the piston. So there will be lesser side thrust and more efficient energy conversion. But the bad effect is longer connecting rod means we need a bigger engine which will increase the center of gravity of the vehicle, which is not that much efficient for our vehicle. But by choosing a shorter connecting rod, do you know the angle of inclination of the connecting rod with the center line of the crankshaft will be higher, which means there will be lots of side thrust that is created in the cylinder walls, which will create higher friction. So the life of the engine will be badly affected if we need a highly reliable machine. It is due to the higher pressure that is generated due to the combustion process will push the piston down, and the mechanical energy in the piston is transferred to the crankshaft through the connecting rod. So the connecting rod is inclined by an angle. So with respect to the angle, we know that force is acting in an inclined plane. There will be two components. One is the horizontal component and one is the vertical component. So the force will be split in two directions. One is towards the cylinder wall side and one is towards the connecting rod, and through the vertical component will be acting towards the crankshaft. So we are not able to convert these forces efficiently, so some are lost as friction to the connecting rod and as well as to the cylinder wall side, which is commonly called as side thrust. So if we shifted the cylinder axis towards the direction of rotation, that means if the piston or the crankshaft is rotating in the clockwise direction, we have to shift the cylinder axis towards the right side, and in this figure the crankshaft is rotating in the counterclockwise direction, so we have to switch the piston from right to left. By doing so, we can achieve more efficiency. It is because at only the power stroke we are generating the power, and at the other three stroke we are actually using the power that is generated during the power stroke for pumping the air in and out. So here we can see that at the time of the power stroke and at the time of suction stroke, the angle of inclination of the connecting rod with respect to the crankshaft is very less. I already said that the highest pressure rise will occur somewhere after the top dead center. So at that time the piston will be nearly straight, and we can efficiently convert all the combustion energy to mechanical energy efficiency, so we can make an engine more efficient in fuel economy as well as more power. And if we consider the engine life, the reliability of the engine, the offset cylinder also weighs more in it. If we take into account the dominant side thrust that is actually created by the connecting rod, consider the engine is rotating in the clockwise direction, then at the big end, the thrust will be in a direction from left to right as shown as in the green color. So the reactive thrust will be in the opposite direction and it will be acting on the small end of the connecting rod. So it is in the opposite direction, which is shown as red color in the top. The connecting rod side thrust will be acting on the cylinder valve in the leftward direction for an engine that is rotating in the clockwise direction. So the major side thrust area is in the left direction and the minor side thrust area is in the right direction. So by using the cylinder offset configuration, we can reduce the possibility of the major side thrust, or we can reduce the side thrust that is caused by the inclination of the connecting rod, because the more side thrust is created during the power stroke. So at the power strokes time, the inclination of the connecting rod is less, so we have reduced friction losses. So what is the result of reduced friction? We have reduced wear and tear, which means more engine life and more reliable engine. So in everything, there will be very advantages, a lot of advantages for offset cylinder compared to the normal symmetrical one. And all engines are not preferring offset. In this figure, you can see that the exposed surface area of one side of the piston is higher than the other. It is because in major side thrust area, we have to reduce the pressure that is created. One of the possibilities to reduce the friction or the pressure that is created is to increase the area or to decrease the force. Here we are reducing the force is not that possible, so we are actually increasing the exposed area to reduce the pressure that is created to increase the piston life. Despite from all these advantages such as increased power, increased efficiency, increased fuel economy, reduced friction, more engine life, more reliable engine, etc., etc., there is one disadvantage for offset cylinder configuration, that's bad NVH, which is noise, vibration and harshness, that is due to increased unbalanced force. Let's look at all the forces that is generated in a reciprocating internal combustion engine. The force F suffix R denotes the resultant force that is generated due to the gas pressure force during combustion stroke. And Fy is the inertia force, which is equal in magnitude but opposite to the force Fr. So they both actually equalize each other and will get cancelled and will be balanced. I already said if the force is acting in an inclined plane, there will be two components, and here the vertical component shown in Fn is the normal force, which is actually a side thrust, and this side thrust is created in the piston. And I already said the dominant side thrust is because of the connecting rod. That's why in the previous section the direction of the side thrust as shown in the left side of this cylinder for an engine that is rotating in the clockwise direction. Finally, the force will reach the main bearing of the crankshaft, and the force is denoted as Fb, and it is acting at an angle theta with the axis of the engine. So there will be two components, the vertical component which is Fbv and the horizontal component which is Fbh, which is an unbalanced force. It is because the Fbh force is acting in the horizontal direction with respect to this engine, and is in the same plane for a symmetrical engine which is in the axis of Fi and Fr. I already said Fi and Fr are in equal magnitude and they are balanced each other. So Fbh is an additional force and it is an unbalanced force, which is also called as shaking force. If we consider the vertical component of the force Fb, which is denoted by Fb suffix v, there is an additional force which is a side thrust which is acting in the opposite direction of Fbv, but both of these forces are displaced by a distance x. So we know that if two forces which are in equal magnitude and they are acting in an opposite direction but by displaced by some distance, there will be a couple or torque is formed. So there will be also a shaking couple will be generated in an engine which is an unbalanced couple. If you are not able to balance this unbalanced force and unbalanced couple, there will be a tremendous bad effect of vibration in the engine. We know that in practical, the fully balancing of an engine is not possible, but we can partially balance it by adding counterweights in the crankshaft and things. There is actually two components for this unbalanced force. One is the primary force and second one is the secondary force. Do you know the velocity of the piston will be always varying in the working cycle of an internal combustion engine? So there will be always acceleration. So this acceleration will be vary with respect to the position of the crankshaft also. So the magnitude of secondary unbalanced force will be higher at an angle of 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree and 270 degree as well for a symmetrical engine. But for an offset cylinder configuration, as you know already, the movement of the piston will be more easy in the power stroke and suction stroke, which will make the velocity of the piston will even more fluctuated, which will directly influence the secondary unbalanced force even worse. So this offset cylinder will be produce more vibration compared to the normal symmetric engine configuration. That is the only one and only disadvantage of the offset cylinder, which is bad noise, vibration and harshness, because for an engine which must be smooth, by using the same material and same configuration we can go for the symmetrical configuration rather than choosing offset cylinder, and this is the one and only disadvantage I have to say. We can partially get rid of these disadvantages by using lighter material pistons. We can go for titanium or aluminium, forged aluminium pistons. The modern material technology will give a lots of advantages for reducing this vibration and unbalanced force. But still, if you are comparing two engines by using same material, same size, same configuration, everything, but one is offset and one is symmetrical, the better vibration characteristics is for symmetrical one, but better performance characteristics is for the offset one. So if you learned about the advantages and disadvantages of a offset cylinder compared to symmetrical, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon too. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and bye.